Hi, I'm Ros Grant, the new environmental lead for District 1180. I belong to the Mordack Club in Dolgellau and have been a member of Falmouth and Shibston clubs. I have a postgraduate diploma in environmental management and I worked for the Worldwide Fund for Nature, WWF, for 9 years. Clean air, water, plants and food supplies are essential for our personal health and well-being. The relationship between the environment and humanity is one of interdependence. Each affects the other. Therefore, just as our actions and choices affect the environment, the health of the planet influences our own personal health, as well as that of our children, our youth, communities, families, and economies. There is now overwhelming scientific evidence that mankind is exploiting the natural resources of planet Earth at a totally unsustainable rate. In particular, carbon emissions from the fossil fuels are primary causes of current global warming and ocean acidification. The poorest people on the planet will be the least able to cope with the consequences, but as Rotarians we can influence our areas to make changes that will make a big difference to the future. So I would like to see an environment officer appointed in every club in the district. The role of the Environment Officer is to look for and encourage ways of bringing local and national environmental issues to the club, to encourage members and their families to set examples in their own lives, and to find and initiate ways of working within the community, always looking for opportunities to create local challenges and competitions, and to inform the press of how Rotarians care for the environment and get involved in helping to sustain it. Rotarians have always been good at promoting tree planting, but we need to do so much more. As fast as we plant trees, they're destroyed by logging and fires as the Earth's temperature rises. Australia, for example, lost up to 800 million trees in the 2020 bushfires, so we do need to do more. The Woodland Trust is a useful resource for Rotarians as they provide free tree packs for all sorts of projects in the community. With 78 clubs and so many members in our district, individual Rotarians and their families can make an enormous difference in our own homes and gardens, as well as influencing our extended families and the community. As well as planting trees in our own gardens, I request that we turn out our sheds to find unwanted tools to give to Tools for Self Reliance, for them to repair and send to poor farmers in Africa. Details are online and there are local collection points. We're losing species at thousands of times the natural rate of extinction. Nature just can't keep up with our destruction. Pollution and loss of habitat is partly the reason for this. We have to make big changes, as inconvenient as that might be, if we want to leave a planet fit for our children and grandchildren. So can we aim to cut down on flying to a maximum of once a year? Can we use online conference calls to reduce travel to meetings? Can we consider insects as a vital resource, not just a nuisance? Do you remember when we used to have our car windscreens plastered with insects in the summer, and now there are hardly any? Insects are vitally important to the cycle of life and local ecosystems. We need to protect all insects, including bees, as many bee species are dying out as a result of the use of harmful chemicals. As we know, bees allow plants to reproduce through pollination. These plants contribute to the food system by feeding animals and birds. They also produce the honey that we all enjoy. Please consider the environment when buying and using pesticides and sprays, and try to use only organic products. For more information, have a look at the International Environmentally Sustainable Rotary Action Group online and their work on bees and what more you can do. It's easy to encourage and increase insect life and to keep the children and grandchildren involved by creating bee and bug hotels in your garden, as well as in the schools and parks in the community. Don't burn your garden waste, which pollutes the air, but make compost and wildlife hedges in the corners of your garden so that insects and subsequently birds thrive. Find out more online. There are lots of drawings of plans on how to make these 5-star bug hotels. Whatever your club decides to do, please make sure that the local papers know about your environmental projects and why you're focusing on them. Enlist help from the public, from youth and from children who can probably teach you a thing or two these days. When you have a project, remember to send copy to the Rotary Magazine with photos and how and why you did what you did. The more newspapers and magazines print what we do, the more people will take the environment seriously and follow our lead. Don't forget to recycle your Rotary Magazine wherever it can be left to be read by as many people as possible. You never know, they might join us. I have written an environment leaflet that District will be printing, which we hope will be a useful resource for club environment officers and members. There is a wide range of environmental information available to Rotarians on the RIBI website that, because the system is so vast, can sometimes be almost impossible to discover. The new leaflet will show you how to access what is available and also have some useful tips on projects for clubs, how and what we can do to make the changes necessary and to reduce waste. We will print enough leaflets for all clubs, and further supplies will be available online to download and print as necessary from the district website www.rotary1180.org. Also on the leaflet is information on the pledge for the planet. We're asking Rotarians to make individual and club pledges for the planet upon which we all depend for life. The pledges will be how we as Rotarians can change what we do to live a more environmentally friendly life. The pledges can be as large or as small a change as you can realistically carry out. Write your pledge on the leaf that can be downloaded from the district website. Information on how to do this is on the leaflet. Decide on your promise to change, write it on the leaf, send the leaf to Ros and she will post them onto the Tree of Life at District Conference. In conclusion, I'm here to assist you with and to learn from you what environmental needs there are in our district and what we can do as clubs and as a district. Do we need speakers, training, seminars, webinars? Keep in touch with me with your environmental ideas, plans and events, but most of all, please appoint an environment officer in your club and let me know who he or she is so that we can liaise and develop the district role. My details are on the leaflet, as are details of everything else I've presented to you here. In the words of the anthropologist Margaret Mead, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Thank you for listening.